Hey guys, I'm Justin. Welcome back to Two Stall Garage. Today we're putting a rack and pinion on an 05 Jeep Liberty with the CRD, so it's going to be a little bit different than if you've got the 3.7. Still the same concept, just a little less space with the diesel. Come on over here, let's check it out. All right over here you're looking at it. This thing blew a seal. I'm going to show you right down here. You can see how this is all greasy right here. This is the rack and pinion. This is going to be the outer tie rod. This is the outer tie rod. This is going to be the inner tie rod. The other side looks pretty much the same way, except for the boot is ripped. So we got to take that out. Also, taking this down tonight, I noticed one thing here. I put this on not long ago, and this seal just blew out. That holds your grease in there for your upper control arm. We got to take that out as well. We're going to do that tonight. Typical fashion, guys. It's dark outside. It's late. Even after we sprung ahead, we gained an hour. I'm going to take advantage of the time that I have out here. Crystal's out here with me. Right, Crystal? Yep. See that? She nodded. We picked this up from O'Reilly Auto Parts. The guys there are always helpful. This was around $267, something like that. This is what it looks like. Got our two connections here. Got our connection there for the steering. Comes with your inner tie rods, which is nice. And this one here actually comes with, let me just validate, comes with your rack and pinion bushings, but I did something a little different. Now those rack and pinion bushings, they're good, but if you get a little oil leak on there, the Liberties use, oh, what do they use? What am I thinking about? They use ATF4. So if you get ATF4 on your bushings, it's going to cause them to deteriorate rather quickly, from what I have heard. So I went online and I picked up these poly bushings right here. They're pretty neat because they don't have the slop that the other ones have from factory. And it came from Creative Steel on eBay. American owned, family operated, 1996 it was established. So go ahead and give them a check if you're looking for some steering rack bushings. And if you're replacing your steering rack and they don't come with the polys, I'd recommend that because your steering will hopefully be a little bit more responsive. Maybe you won't feel it, maybe you will. But also it's going to last a lot longer and these won't start clunking around. Not as quick anyways, right? If you are new here, I just want to thank you for being here. I hope that you'll maybe hit that subscribe button for me. I'm trying to get to 10,000. I actually never thought we'd get over 4,000. I thought, you know, maybe once we got there we could get to 5. We're at 6,500 right now. It's not important, but it is kind of important for the channel. I like to record this stuff for you guys, but it's a lot of editing, a lot of extra time taken up. And when you don't get, you know, the engagement that you would like to get, gets to be a little bit discouraging, but we're just going to keep moving forward. And I thank you guys for being here. Something kind of fun that we got going on. I stopped out on KC's online page and I bought some LED gravity lights, and those are going to go in the front of that black Jeep Liberty. We're going to do a little budget KC custom work there. Anyways, I've been rambling a lot, too much. I've never done this job before. One nut, one bolt at a time. I'm going to get in there and probably take that shroud out and the fan off as well. I'm going to bring you along the best I can. Now all I've done so far is take apart the wheels on this side and that side. I do have some stuff sitting over here like the turbo hose, the alternator, serpentine belt, elbow for the intake, alternator bracket, that type of stuff. And that's because if you look back at the last video, I replaced the glow plugs on this. If you guys got a CRD, hopefully that video will be somewhat encouraging to you, because if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Here's the first step. Whenever you're replacing your rack and pinion, go ahead and use your seat belt, put it on the steering wheel, done deal. It's not going to move around. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit movable, but it's not going to move. That way you don't break your clock spring. If this turns wrong, plus it helps you keep it in the right orientation, make sure that you're straight over there. Good stuff. Moving forward. All right, this is where I first started. Just remove the tie rod, the outer end that goes into your knuckle right here. I think that I'm going to take this clamp off right here. This is a constant pressure clamp. I don't know if you need to do this or not. I'm just taking this out. So we're not going to reuse this. So I'm not going to worry about taking it off right now. I can figure out how many turns it has after I have it off. Just got to keep it separated so we can get this kind of aligned when we go take this back to the shop. Might have to trailer it. It's about 30 miles into town. So I'm going to take this off, and then I think I'm just going to give it a good pull. See if I can just expose that inner end right in there, and I'll disconnect the tie rod end. This part is called, I'm just kind of going with the flow at this point in time. Got a lot of things to fix on this, so I went ahead and I loosened up the nut for the upper control arm. This is a 21, and if you listen, maybe I can make this happen for you. You might be able to hear the little clicking in there. It's definitely clunking around. This is all loose, and I think I got this from O'Reilly, pretty sure. So it's got a lifetime warranty. And that's one of the reasons I buy at O'Reilly. You can get quality parts at O'Reilly. This is quality part. I don't know why this one went bad. Something just happened. Some things do. It's got your greasable end. We're going to go ahead and take this in and get this warrantied out. Hopefully it's got a lifetime warranty as long as you own the vehicle. I believe that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Gal. It doesn't apply if you have a lift kit on. That makes sense. It's just the factory spec control arm. Right down here is going to be a differential plate. It's going to be a differential, like a mounting bracket. Hold your diff in place. I need to take that down first before this is going to go anywhere anyways. So far we've got the knuckle disconnected from the upper, tie rod end taken out, and then I'm going to take the sway bar link off. I'm going to take the sway bar off. All of this is going to come off. We're going to replace the seals in there, so just stay with me. If you're with me to this point in time, I would be quite surprised, honestly, but I can't really record while I'm doing this, but I think I'm just going to put the camera down here and I'll be in and out and kind of show you some things if possible. Alright, I'm trying to think about exactly what happened here. Started the video just looking to do the rack and pinion, do some motor mounts hopefully in there as well. There's a few other things. Right now I'm holding on to the fan pulley with the bracket. Got the fan off sitting over here. But I have tore this thing way down, as you can see, and I think I've got a lot farther to go. Maybe not a lot, but quite a bit. Let me just show you. So this right here, I'm going to show you in a second, but on the 05 here, it's bad. I grabbed this one from Dad's silver diesel, and listen to this. I don't know if I need to duck for this or not. Whoa. So the plan was to get this sent off to a guy named William. Great guy who does great things for the CRD community. and he will rebuild this. The bearing for this is no longer available. You can order them from idparts.com, not the bearing, but the entire pulley and the bracket. But if you want to go with OEM still, you can send this to William. He's in the Jeep CRD Facebook group, Jeep Liberty CRD Facebook group, and he will actually bore this out a little bit, put a nice quality bearing in there, repair it for you, and send it back. And I think it's around $120. Maybe it's a little more than that, I can't quite remember, but I will be in contact with him tomorrow morning. Pardon the mess. Here's one of the engine mounts. There's the other, right here with the shield on it. Then I got these off of eBay. I'm not too sold on them. Might put them on, might not. Mama Bear doesn't want them on, so that's probably the way to go, but I just can't help myself. I just want to see how they look. Anyhoser, back to what I was talking about. Pay no attention to this. I put a delete nut on there, but listen to this when I spin it over. These idler pulleys from idparts.com, they have really held up well. If you look at buying these, you want to look for the ones that got the 14 positive reviews. They have one other option that doesn't have any positive reviews, doesn't have any negative reviews either, just no reviews. This, kind of surprised it sounds like that already. Maybe that's just by design, but I don't think so. I'm actually looking at eliminating these and replacing them with the timing belt idler pulleys, which are good for 100,000 miles or 6 years. These are good for about 60,000 miles. The only problem is you got a single point of failure right here with your tensioner pulley. That's 60,000. And this right here, your actual tensioner with the spring in it, that needs to be replaced every 60,000 miles. To replace that, you pull off your power steering pulley with just these 3/8, I think. Maybe they're 10s. And then you can pull this out and put it on. It's got one bolt right here in the middle holding it in. But if I can eliminate this by going timing idler and then timing idler alternator, could I do a timing belt tensioner pulley right here? It would be kind of a big difference to take this off. So I'm thinking potentially replace this right here with the timing belt idler pulley, but the tensioner pulley. That's good for 100,000 miles or 6 years. Then the only time you're going to be replacing these ideally is if you need to replace your belt, which is good for some 60,000 miles, but that's easy to replace without tearing stuff apart. Or if your power steering fails, or you have a problem with the crank, or your air conditioning right down there. Got the severe duty clutch fan with the 11 blade GM fan. Fan shroud I left complete. I'm still going to leave that complete because I like it to be complete. That's probably a double-edged sword for me. We've got the radiator right there. Need to blow that out. It's a good time since I got it out. Blow it out with compressed air or pressure wash it. Don't hit it too close with the pressure washer. Then I use this pump to suck out the additional. This is going to be upper rad hose. This is going to be the wind sucker inner on the passenger side. This will be the driver's side. There's your accessory fan. You can get those from ebay.com for about $115 to $125. Works great. This is going to be the intercooler. That needs to be blown out, reverse with compressed air, get all that stuff out of there for summertime. This is busted, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this from the silver Jeep, and then we're going to get the silver Jeep a new one of those, but for now I need to put this one back on. That headlight looks okay. This one is kind of faded. They're both kind of faded, so I'm going to replace both headlights at the same time, I think. And everything else is just kind of falling in order. We got some coolant there that needs to be disposed of. We got Crystal up here. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. We love you. This right here, in case you're wondering, this is the trans cooler because the trans cooler down here failed, probably hit a rock or had a rock hit it, something like that. If anybody's got one of these that they want to sell, let me know. This is going to be your AC condenser along with your trans cooler. That's such a small trans cooler down there. I'm almost interested to go to like Summit Racing or Jags, get an aftermarket one with a fan on it and just run right down put it down somewhere on the bottom. Coming down here, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but the axle boot is tore. It's my bad because when I took off the torn upper control arm, this thing came forward and just ripped the boot right in half. So nothing I can do about that. Maybe I can see if I can get a replacement boot for it, but I'll probably just buy a new axle. I'm not gonna warranty that one out because O'Reilly's not responsible for that. So for a YouTube mechanic, I'm not in over my head, but it's late and this is our daily driver right here. We've got the black Jeep. Hopefully that one doesn't break down because this is the only other one that we got, unless we're gonna drive the old red Chevy or the Dodge Omni. We know that's not gonna happen. Maybe there's like a really nice family sedan out there for $700 that we'd have to buy in emergency. I hope that does not happen.